crafty people, this is Ellen with EGI Designs. Today I am coming to you with a interactive graduation card. For the paper I'm using the Echo Park, and this is the graduation collection kit. I've already cut some of the pieces. We're doing actually a A2 top folding card for a change. And I used one of the cut aparts. And I'm going to put that with this glitter paper and put that on the front. And the glitter paper is the, I'm just trying to find it. It's the Tonic Studios, and it's the Welsh Gold. And what this is going to be is a pop-up mechanism on the inside. So I cut a couple of pieces just to decorate the inside for that. But if you've never seen this before, this is the Pivot Pop-up by Lawn Fawn. And this is kind of an older set, but basically it creates a pop-up. So when you open the card, the pieces fold out with your message. So it comes with this kind of funny boomerang looking one. So you need one of those. And then we have this one that kind of looks like a file folder, and you need two of those, and you're going to end up taping these together so that you get the full fold out. And then I'm also using this is the Burst of Cheer dies from Concord and 9th, and it has a hooray out of this, and I'm going to cut that out of the same glitter paper so we can put it on our panels. And then I also have these stars that are also in the Concord and 9th set. I'm going to cut them out of both of this. This is the Tonic Honey Gold matte foil. So I'm going to cut that out, and just to make life a little bit easier, I am going to put double-sided adhesive on the back of all of these things. So I had cut the pieces out, so I'm just going to put these on, and then we can die cut. And this is the Altenew double-sided adhesive sheets, and I can't see, so like it's time for glasses, I think. So I'm just gonna put these on the back here. So basically you're just turning this into a sticker, which makes it a lot easier. Well, I don't like to use, or I try to avoid at all costs, when I use foil paper or when I use glitter or any kind of specialty cardstock. I try to avoid liquid glue, because if I mess up, especially if you get the glue on like the metallic paper, it is very difficult to make it look to get the glue off and make it look pretty again. So I try to avoid it at all costs. Just put this on. I like these sheets a lot. You just cut them to size. So today I'm going to use my mini Empress. I might, I can fit that, but just talking to myself. Don't run yet. Alright, so I'm going to put this on here and put the stars. And we might have to run it through a couple times because we have that double-sided adhesive, and the cardstock is a little bit thicker because it's specialty paper, but we'll see. give it a reverse just in case. Oh, I think I got it. Awesome. Yay! Okay. I love when that works out. Sometimes once you add that double-sided adhesive on there, it is just does not want to cut. This one looks pretty good too, but I think I'm just going to run it through again for good measure. Let's see what we have. Hopefully, oop, I should be good to go. Ooh, I think so. Hooray! Just like the die says. I love when you don't have to fight with it. One other thing I like to do on my regular die cut machine, I have a Sizzix switch, is they have a thing called chrome precision base plate, and it's kind of like this metal plate, and you can just, it really helps with intricate dies like this or things that you're having a hard time cutting through. So that really helps on that machine. But these cut beautifully. Okay. We have our stars. Let's see how these stars came out. Also great. Okay. One thing you can do, I don't know if you can notice this, but like on certain cardstocks and especially the foil, you get that little dot that's on the, where you can use to poke through, but it leaves like a little raised mark. You can take your bone folder and just kind of squish it a little bit, and a lot of times you can get it to be a little less noticeable, which is good. And you just have to be careful on the foil so you don't mar the surface there. Okay, hooray! Alright, let's see. Some of this I'm going to get put together first because it's going to be easier to do that rather than to try to, because the pop-up mechanism has a little bit of bulk in here, so if we're trying to put card fronts on and things like that, I think it's easier to do the card front first, especially if it doesn't have a lot of bulk. Like if you're not adding foam tape and all that stuff, it's easier to do this first. hard to line this up because it's so such a big border. Maybe third time is a charm. Alright, we'll go with that. Okay. And now for the inside. So this one I wanted on the bottom. And this paper pack has so many cool patterns and things in there. What's going on, tape runner? Alright, we will fix that later, but for now, we can have a new one. Alright, so this card base, so it's an A2 top folding, which means that it is 4 1/4 by 11, and then you score at 5 1/2. So it's a little bit different than what I usually do, but with the pop-out feature, I thought it would look cool with that. Okay, so this I want when it opens, I want this to be facing the correct way. So we're a little upside down right now, but that is the way to do it. Okay, so now it's like this, and we have our pattern paper on the inside. Alright, so now we need to build our mechanism and decorate it. So, like I had said, so you need this one little boomerang and you need 2 of these for that. Let me grab my my tape stacker, so that will be good to hold all the tapes. I think I'm going to use 1/4. Alright, so the first, well, it doesn't really matter, but it doesn't matter which order, yeah, so anyway. The first thing that you want to do is take the thing that looks like the boomerang, and on here there are score lines. So we're going to need to fold the score line. So the first one you want to do is you want to bend it backwards and make sure that it's lined up on the front. And then if I can find my bone folder, and you just want to make sure you have a good crease on that. Okay. So then once you have that, then you are going, there's crisscross ones here. So you're going to go toward you. Okay, and then unfold it, and then you're going to go the other way. Okay, so then what's going to end up happening is you can push these tails in. Okay, so you have it like this, and then you just start pushing these towards each other, and it will fold into this arrow shape. Okay, and then once you have that, you want to reinforce that. You just want to make sure it's lined up. I used kind of thick cardstock on this, so. Alright, so then we have this weird looking arrow thing. Okay, and you want to put adhesive on both top parts of the arrow. And you don't want to, there's like a little hole on the top, and you want to make sure you don't cover that up, because you need it to be able to use it as your guide when you're putting this on your card. Okay, give that a good stick. Okay, so we have that. Then you have these two pieces, and you're going to put tape here and tape here on these flaps. So first I'm just going to bend that back. That has a score line there. Okay. So one thing you could do is you could take one off at a time and do it one by one. You could also take both of the tapes off at one time and then just stick them together. I think I'm going to try and just go with one. In the past I've done it with just taking both off, and I just want to make sure I get this correct without it having to worry about them both sticking to each other. Okay, so we have that one, and then you can just bend this one back, take off that, just make sure it's lined up straight. Okay, so now we're all together, and so there's also on here score lines. So you're going to want to fold them and burnish them. Alright, so do that. It's just like a zigzag. And just make sure it's lined up. Okay. So basically this will get glued onto here, and then when the card opens it will unfold. So I think before I put this in, I'm gonna decorate this. I think that would be easier. And with these being stickers, hooray, hooray for stickers, it'll make it a lot easier to just put these on. Okay, so I have that. Then we can put some of these stars on. Alright, I think I like it like that. Alright, so we have that. Alright, so now we need to put this together. So if you open this up, you're going to see this, there's a hole there. I'll put it over the white so you can see. And the hole is you want to line it up over the score line. So what you're going to do first is you're going to take off one side of the adhesive. Okay. And then you're going to open this up and you're going to look through and you're going to line up that hole right on the score line, and you're going to center this left to right as well. With it being block on block, it's a little tough to see, but we'll get there. And then what you're going to do is fold this back up. Okay. And then take this off. And then fold the card over. Okay. So then when you open it up, this opens too. So that is pretty cool. Let's see if I can get this lined up a little better. There. Okay. So then what you're going to do is you're going to put the adhesive here. Because you're going to stick these on here. And when that closes, this will fold up. And it would probably be easier to do the adhesive up and down, just so you know. Okay, so now we can take off the papers for this. And this line you want to line up with this. So that'll be right in the middle. And then also this width is the same as this width. So I'm trying to not get my head in your view, but okay. And I'm just going to lay it out. And then what you want to do is you want to help guide this a little bit, and you want to play with it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. But here is how it works. So just keep laying it with it. Okay. And it will get much easier for it to fold the more that you have a play. Okay. So I'm going to add a little panel here on the bottom, and then we can add those stars. So this is for maybe like 3 1/4 by 3 3/4 maybe. Let me write that down. Let's see. Alright, so this will be great for this. And you could stamp here, you could do whatever you want. I'm going to put the stars on. Okay, so here we have our front wishing you a happy graduation. That just looks very elegant and beautiful. And then when you open it up, you get the hooray! And you get the pop-up. And so we have the decorated inside, we have our glitter letters, and a panel on the bottom to write our message, and with our little stars there. So that completes our project for the day, our graduation card. I will list everything that I used today in the description box, and I do have affiliate links. Come join me over on Facebook, where I post cards, videos, and any crafty sales I come across. I have a new blog at egidesigns.com, and I'm over on Pinterest now as well. And if you're not already a subscriber, I would love it if you could hit that button and join my crafty community. We would love to have you, and I appreciate all of you. Alright, until next time, like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.
Here are a couple more videos I thought you might like. Thanks so much for watching.